Well, before long, we're going to be sweating our way through triple-digit days, begging for a cool escape. Well, when the time comes, look no further than Arizona's White Mountains. It's the focus of the May issue of Arizona Highways magazine, and today, Editor-in-Chief Robert Steve, he joins us to share a preview of the magazine. The pictures are absolutely beautiful. Welcome back to Sonoran Living.
Thanks, Andy. Great to be here.
All right, so let's just be honest. Let's talk about why you guys chose talking about the White Mountains for this issue.
Yeah, we actually had a different cover story planned, and off the top of my head, I can't remember what it was, but after the Wallow Fire burned last year, not only did it devastate the environment, but it devastated the economy up there. And so we thought it was important to let our readers know, and your viewers as well, that the White Mountains are still beautiful. There's still a lot of things to do up there, and we're hoping that this issue can push some people up there, not just to help the economy, but to get out of the heat and have a great time, because the White Mountains, there's a lot to do up there, and it's beautiful country.
All right, well, pictures are worth so much.
Yes,
so let's
they
go
are.
ahead and look at some of the pictures, and you can tell us where this is in the White Mountains.
This is a beautiful waterfall. As you can see, it's on Cebecue Creek, which is up on the Apache Reservation. The White Mountains are mostly made up of the National Forest. Some of it is on the Apache Reservation, so to actually hike down to this place.
How long would it take to hike to that?
You know, it's a couple miles down to that. It's actually not as far, more than you want to hike, Andy, I know, but for most people it's not too bad.
For me, it's really far.
Yeah, forget it, right? But you do need special permits when you hike on the Apache Reservation or go onto the reservation, but most of the White Mountains are in the National Forest.
Okay. Well, that would get me out of the
that's your excuse. Yeah, that's right.
Totally.
Yeah, and this is up on the West Fork of the Black River. And I should point out that most of these photos were taken after the fire, and that's what we're really trying to show is that, look, I mean, there's still a lot of beauty up there. And as you know, they're still in the early stages of spring, but by the time you make your plans and get up there, I mean,
you just have to know where to go, and that's sort of what this issue is about, right?
Exactly. We point everybody in the right direction. We feature 50 different things to do up in the White Mountains, and there are many, many more than that.
Right.
But this is just a starting point, and as you can see by the images, it's just beautiful.
Well, as we look at the next picture, I think of you guys almost like as a tour guide.
Yeah.
You know, you just tell me where to go, and I go. I don't want to investigate it myself. It takes too much time. But I know what you say in there is truth.
Yeah, and that's really our mission. I mean, you kind of hit it right on the head. It's to sort of promote travel and spell it out. We're the how-to guide for exploring Arizona. I get asked a lot about my favorite places in Arizona, and Hanigan Meadow is always right at the top of the list, along with the North Rim of the Grand Canyon. But this is a beautiful place, which was spared by the fire. This did not get hit. There's an old lodge there that was built many years ago, and fortunately this meadow escaped. So if you go there, this is what you're going to see. It's a beautiful place, great place to watch sunrise, sunset, either one. Lots of elk, lots of wildlife, lots of beautiful trees.
Can you camp there?
There's a campground just about a quarter of a mile south of that fence that you're looking at, and there's a lodge right across the street. So it's all queued up.
Depending on what kind of camping you want to do.
Depending on what kind of camping you want to do, exactly.
Okay, what about, is it called Jacques Marsh?
Yeah, Jacques Marsh. It's up kind of between Show Low and Pine Top Lakeside, if you've been up in that area. You know, you can't go wrong with a rainbow photograph, and this is again very typical of what the scenery is up in the White Mountains, the kinds of things that you'll see up there. Of course, if you go up in the summer, you might see some monsoon clouds too, which makes it even more spectacular. So, by all means, find your way up to that neck of the woods. And the White Mountains are mostly on the eastern part of the state, kind of along the Arizona-New Mexico border.
So how many hours? Like
you
4,
start getting into
5?
to get to that shot, probably almost 4 hours. But after it's about 3 hours, you start getting into the White Mountains area.
Okay.
It's not a bad drive, and it's a beautiful drive the whole way.
All right. What about Holly Lake, which I've never heard of before?
It's another beautiful spot up in the White Mountains, and they have fishing and other water recreation. You can put a kayak in out there and take a little spin.
Is it a big lake or a little lake?
We don't. Other than Lake Powell, we don't have any real big lakes in Arizona. But
like Saguaro big or Bartlett big?
It's probably not even as big as Saguaro or Bartlett. But this is the temperature of the lake in terms of, you can see it's calm.
It's glass.
Yeah, it's like glass, and unless it's windy and stormy, I mean, that's basically what you've got. So unlike some of the lakes down here where there's a lot of boats and motorboats, most of these lakes are regulated, and you don't have a lot of you don't have water skiers and jet skis out there. So it's a much calmer experience. And
well, it sounds like there's a lot of places that we can go and relax, take the family, just get out and do some hiking, and you spelled it out for us.
We did all the work. Now you just have to get in the car and drive drive.
Oh man, I need someone to drive me. No, I'm just kidding. All right, well, you can pick up the May issue of Arizona Highways magazine right now, and we're going to have information on SonoranLiving.com about how you can subscribe.